Hello everyone, this is IBAN TV, right here from Horsham, London. We are at an ECI conference here and we are joined by Ruth Isaac. Am I pronouncing correctly? Isaac? Yeah? Isaac. She is the Brussels representative, thank you very much. So we just wanted to ask you a few questions, probably the most important one and pretty straightforward. Why should the Polish people support Israel in, for example, things like the embassy move or the recent Golan declaration by Donald Trump, or condemning stuff like Gaza attacks and etc.? Why should the Poles do that?
Okay, so basically is whether you are from Poland or which other country, we all have a responsibility to stand for the truth. And just like we, every single nation has a responsibility to stand against lies or demonization against your country, against Poland, we also should be standing for one another. International law or human rights is not something that exists only in one country. It's universal, and there's a lot of lies and a demonization campaign going on specifically against the Jewish people and against Israel. And very much, and I understand that obviously you are a Christian, and as Christians we are called to support the truth and obviously support also the Jewish people.
Thank you very much. And regarding this conference, a conference like that would probably not be possible in Poland because most of the Catholics and Christians in Poland view getting involved in politics as something that Christians shouldn't do. Why do you think Christians should get involved in politics?
Okay. I'm actually a lobbyist, in effect. This is what officially I'm called, a lobbyist, in the sense that I'm inside the European Parliament and I'm advocating. I actually advocate and I actually encourage Christians and pastors to get involved because the Bible says that you should not hide the light, but you should put it at the top of the room so it can give light to everyone. Unless we, the Christians, are involved, darkness will take over, and we cannot just, most of the times I see Christians only complaining about issues when they had the chance to be part of the decision making and make a difference.
And another question I wanted to ask you as well is there's this narrative going around in the international community about Poles being antisemites, that they get their antisemitic milk from their mothers, and that they were collaborators during the Second World War and were involved in exterminating the Jewish people. What do you think about this narrative? Is it true?
I personally, as I said, I see it as some people will call it misunderstanding. I would also say that it is not just a misunderstanding, that there is there's a political narrative that wants to portray the Polish people in an anti-Semitic way. I personally don't believe that. I have not seen evidence of that. In every single country, there is a certain percentage of anti-Semitism. In Greece, unfortunately, it has one of the highest in Europe. But it is a specific type of anti-Semitism in the sense of that it's a lot of wrong misconceptions or stereotypes. It's not the violent type of anti-Semitism where there's terror attacks like it happens in other countries. But for your country, I don't believe those stereotypes. I think that Poland has been standing very strongly for Israel, and I really believe that the relationship will be getting better and better in the future.
And our last question is coming back to this narrative of Poland being anti-Semitic and stuff. We've noticed that some of the countries that promote this kind of narrative are accidentally, or maybe not accidentally, are the same countries that, although they condemn traditional anti-Semitism in terms of in Europe and attacks on Jews in Europe would be unacceptable, but as we spoke with Tomas Sandell in our past interview as well, they don't condemn the contemporary anti-Semitism. So these same countries, accidentally or not accidentally, also promote this narrative that Poles hate the Jews and they're anti-Semites. What do you think about that? How come that is the case?
Okay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I used the word political earlier, right? So that's what I said, that what I see is this condemnation or supposedly stereotypes that they're trying to, the way that they're referring to the state of Poland and the people of Poland. It basically has to do with a very hypocritical campaign where they're trying to use anti-Semitism in order to score political points, I personally think is specifically, if you like, in a more left-wing or way where they are trying, even, for example, somebody like Donald Trump, there's people who are trying to say that Donald Trump is anti-Semitic when he clearly is not. I mean, we don't have evidence that he's anti-Semitic. And those people who are accusing him of being anti-Semitic, they themselves, they have proven that they are anti-Semitic. So I don't think you should even take it personally. It's a political, unfortunately, propaganda or political narrative that they're trying to discredit, basically, people who don't like or they don't agree with.
Thank you very much for that. We were here joined by Ruth Isaac, ECI representative to Brussels. Thank you very much for taking time.